all, this is Jeanette Caines from Jewelry Arts Inc., also known as Dr. Goldsmith. In this video, I'm going to show you how to solder your bezel in to a granulated setting.
So I just wanted to show off, you may recall, we were working on this lovely granulation project with Marianne, and we fused the wires down, and we fused the granules down, and we put it in the magnetic tumbler, and we're like, everybody's down, everybody looks really fucking good. So now we're at the point where it pop the bezel back in and solder it because we don't have any other granulation or anything to do. So here's her lovely bezel. We're going to put it right here. And I use some high-tech equipment, a wood dowel, to press it into place because I'm sure that Marianne made a nice tight fit. And you just want to make sure it's in there and all the way down, because if you make a really tight fit, which you should, you just need to make sure that's all the way down in there, because once you solder it in there, it's living there. And if it's like, a little slanty shanty, you're not going to like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I look from all the sides. I'm going to let Amy do a little close up because look how nice that looks. She's coming in. She's coming in for the kill. You see what I mean? It looks really good. So essentially our next step is we're going to ball up some solder and we're just going to put it on the inside of the bezel. Resist the urge to apply solder out here. It will move. It will get somewhere you don't want it. It will roll into your fucking granules. You will not be able to clean it up. You will want to go on a killing spree. Don't let that happen to you. Add it from the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Marianne cut some solder and ball it up, and not super, super micro tiny. Now this piece so far, everything has been fused, right? So it's all fused. So you could really start with IT or hard. Like all we're really going to do after we solder this in is we're going to solder the bail on. So I would say use hard and then we'll go down to medium for the bail. Okay. So we'll check back in when we're ready to solder. Wait, let me check my boobs. boobs are operational. I think it's key to have all the stupid stuff just put right in there. Yeah, most of the time I don't even cut them out. I'm just like, this is the idiots we are. So, you know what I mean? Why fight it? So I just wanted to show, we're getting ready to solder this in now. Marianne soldered the bottom really nicely. She also has a little arrow for which side goes up, which of course I'm sure her bezel is identical on both sides, so this would not be pertinent in any way. However, we did put it with the arrow facing up. So normally what I do, I just put some paste flux in there and dry it. I put my solder balls in there. When we actually solder it, we're going to do it up here on the tripod. And here's the thing, it's a lot easier to fool around with these little things like down on the block and then put it up here. Like I tend to work up in the air a lot of times because I'm just kind of used to it, but it's much more fussy. So let's flux and dry. We'll put our solder in, and then when it's all ready to go, we'll pop it up here. It's just, up here you can hit the edge. Ask me how I know. Send it flying. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. When I was working on my really big ring and I was soldering the layers together, I had set it up, and like God is my witness, there were 40 balls of solder in there. Like I had done a really whatever. And like I turned to say something, and this thing like a frisbee, and like all those pieces of solder just, Yep. All over the fucking place. And you can't use them at that point because you don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick it up off the floor and be like, oh, this is my solder. You don't know. So, it ends up in the sweeps. It eventually gets, recycled, but ugh, it's really cranky. So I'm going to put some paste flux on the inside. And also, when you want to make sure the solder is going to flow out here, you have to put some flux there too, or else it's not going to want to go there. Okay. And the whole like pre-drying it and then putting the solder in, it's just in the effort to hopefully get the solder to stay put. Because you put it in there when it's wet and the solder hops all over the damn place, which it may still do that a bit, but this is a little more controllable. So normally what I do, I just dry the flux until the poofy clouds kind of settle back down. And then Usually I just dip the solder in a tiny bit of flux just so that it's a little bit wet. Because if it's wet and this is warm, it'll kind of stick in place almost like glue. You know, getting solder to stay put is a ongoing struggle, shall we say. So I do what I can, but I'm also going to have my tweezers ready because guess what? Things love to move right in the middle, which is why I always have my tweezers here. And like, do I know exactly how much solder this is going to take? No, not really. But I'm guesstimating, as one does. Also, when it has to flow all the way out here, it takes a surprising amount. Like, don't be too dainty. Because you see what I have going in there so far. I'll add another couple pieces. And usually when you do this, like I said, it's very hard to predict it like exactly right. So it's pretty common that you might do it once or twice or maybe even 3 times to get it all filled in, you know? Okay. Everybody loves being on camera with me. I love that. It's my favorite. Usually everybody like runs across the room like they've been lit on fire. So that's fun. And I'm always like, look, if I can let people see me in all my warts, you know, I think you'll be okay. But no one feels that way. Okay, you want to just do a little close up from the top? Like, what do I got in there? I don't even know. How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I got about 7, 8 pieces in there. And like I said, we're gonna flow it. And if we need more, we'll add some more. And I tend to err on the side of caution and not go insane and add 1,000 pieces and then, oh no, you know what I mean? Because if you really added a ton and then heated it out from here, it could bypass that wire and start going into your granules. I mean, the wire is a pretty good guardrail, but if it's like an ocean of solder, you know, that won't work. And we could have trimmed a little bit of this back sheet away so that it's faster to heat. But Marianne and I have an ongoing death struggle about she likes to cut her back sheet away. And then I'm like, but we needed some of that to put our jump ring on or to put our bail on. So she has very kindly left every bit of it there. So we're going to leave it there because I'm very proud of you, Marianne, for leaving it there. I'm always like, don't cut your back sheet. Okay, so I've got a 1 flame turned up. I'm going to go straight underneath. Am I going to dick around? No. I'm going to hold the torch right there until the solder flows. And then as soon as the solder flows, I am going to pull the heat up and kind of point it. Yeah, don't stick your finger in there too close. It's contraindicated. Point with the tweezers, you know, so that it wants to run in there. So you see that solder's running around, which is beautiful. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of this so that it wants to travel out in that wire. And you'll see in the front, you can see some of it traveling around. Okay, so that looks good, but I'm just going to stop and we'll pickle it and we'll check. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if I get it all in one pass and we captured it on film, that makes me look like a rock star. But most of the time with this, you do usually have to do it a couple times just to get the amount of solder right. Okay? I'm going to put it down here and I'm going to let Amy do a little close up. Looks pretty good. I think there's a possibility that it's all done, but if not, we'll add more. Yeah, but it really does, you know, no joking. It really does usually take a couple rounds to fill it in. But okay, so we'll reconvene and we'll see if it all went in one go. Okay, so here we are, extreme close up, and I think it actually did fill in everywhere, which, you know, who doesn't like that? So like so. So yeah, it looks all filled in, which yay. So what we're going to do is we're going to decide, even though in theory all of this is the same, you know, we have to decide which side we want our bail to be on, and we're going to leave some extra metal there, and I'll show you that when it happens. And the other 3 sides, we can cut, you know, some or all of it off. But first we're going to determine where our jump ring goes, or our bail. Actually, I think it's just going to be a bail and not a jump ring.